Hello and welcome to the introduction of the intermediate section. This is where we play our very first scale, which is going to be C, and we're going to do the scales of the intermediate, then we're going to go on to the chords and then to the arpeggios. So far we have finished the entire basic section. Now we're going to apply what we learned in the basic section in the intermediate section, except it's going to get more complex. In the basic section, we only played, for the scales only, we only played the major scale. Here, we're going to play two minors and then a chromatic scale. The two minors we're going to be looking at is the harmonic minor, the natural minor, and then we'll play the chromatic. So 3 exercises total per video instead of 1. So let's begin. Let's play the C major scale so we know how it is in the major, so we could actually jog our memory. So here's C. We already know the scale. We played it before. We know it really well. We memorized it, and we can play both hands, and we're fairly familiar with it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to change this scale into a minor scale. So, the way how minor scales work on, scales, chords are minor chords. If you take the third step, make it a half step down, that makes it into a minor chord, but scales could also be minors. There's one major scale, and there's 7 minor scales that we can play. In the advanced section, we're going to play 5 of them. In the intermediate section, we're only going to play 2. So the 2 we're going to be playing, like I said, is the harmonic minor and the full natural minor. So the harmonic minor, now let's go with the full natural minor first. So we can see the contrast between a full minor and a full major. So a full major has no black keys. A full minor is where the third step, the 6th step, and the 7th step go down half a step. See, for the chords, it's only the 3rd step because you only play these 3 notes. But for the scale, it's these 3 steps. It's the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th step go down half a step, and it makes the full minor. So let me play it really quick. Can you hear it, how it's like really minor now? It's more gloomy, it's more sadder than the major scale. Like, I'll do the contrast. I'll play the major and then I'll play the minor. See, it's much more sadder, and it is a full minor. If we take the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th step, half a step down, that makes it into the natural minor. So the notes are going to be C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. If we go down, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat, D, and C. The fingerings are the same for the major, and most of the scales, you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you keep on going to 2 octaves, it is the same thing as well, where your 4th finger only plays on the one note below the tonic. So let's play 1 octave until we feel it fairly confident in one hand. Awesome. Once that is done, now we're going to go up to 2 octaves and play the same thing, except it's going to be wider. Remember, the 4th finger is going to be on the B flat and also right here. So really important to note that. Let's play 2 octaves. Please feel free to pause the video so you can actually understand how it works when your fingers are confident playing 2 octaves with the right hand, because this is our very first minor scale. You should not be familiar with it. Only if you've been playing piano for a while, you should maybe you already know these, maybe you don't, but pause the video, practice it right now, play the right hand until you feel fairly confident, and we're going to move on playing it with the left hand. So the left hand, let's play it 1 octave, same exact notes. C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, and C. And going down, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat, D, and C. There you go. That is 1 octave. Practice 1 octave with the left hand until you know it fairly well. Then we're going to move on to 2 octaves with the left hand. Once you got 2 octaves down pretty fairly well, remember the 4th finger plays on D, which is the 2nd note. It's the same thing for the major. Now we're going to combine the hands and play one octave of C natural minor. Once you got one octave down pretty well, now we're going to move up to 2 octaves. This scale is like the A scale, where it has the 3 sharps. You play A, you play the sharp on the 3rd, then on the 6th you play the F sharp, and then on the 7th you play the G sharp. It's very similar, except we're playing it on C. So you should, your fingering should be already familiar with this position, and you should have no problem playing this scale if you play the A in the basic section. So now let's move on to playing 25 times skipping and 25 times straight for the C natural minor. Excellent, that was 25 times skipping. Now let's go 25 times straight. Awesome. Once that is complete, now we know the C natural minor and we know the C major from the basic section. Now we're going to move on to our second minor, which is called a harmonic minor. This is where only the 3rd and the 6th step go down half a step. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, it's going to be E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be A. We're going to move E and A half a step down to an E flat and A flat, but the B is still a natural. So it looks something like this. You could hear this scale in like the Egyptian music, if you play some improv. And this has a tone of like the Middle Eastern type of scale, but it's called the harmonic minor. So this is where the 3rd and the 6th go half a step down, and it makes it a harmonic minor. So let's play it slowly with one hand. So the notes are going to be C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B natural, and C. And then C, B natural, A flat, G, F, E flat, D, and C. Go ahead and practice that right now until you can find the notes and you're comfortable playing this new scale. We haven't played it before, and the form is completely different from everything we played in the basic section. So once you got 1 octave fairly down, we're going to move it up to 2 octaves. The fingerings are going to be exactly the same. It's just the notes are slightly more trickier. Pause the video if you have to, because this scale is new, and figure out where the notes are with the one hand. Because when you know with the one hand, then you can learn it with the other, and both a lot easier if you know where the notes are. So let's move on to the left hand and play the exact same notes for 1 octave. Excellent. Once 1 octave is complete, we're going to move it on to 2 octaves with the left hand. If I'm going too fast, if I say like, okay, we're good, let's move on to the next scale and stuff like that, but if I'm going too fast, please feel free to pause the video and so until you know really well. The reason why I'm teaching this really fast because there's a lot of content and I want to try to make it as least amount of video time as possible, and I still got over 20 hours video, so I'm trying to make it as short as possible in each single video. So if I'm going way too fast, please pause, please play until you know it, and then continue. You could rewind and see the fingerings or something that I do. That's fine as well. So now we're going to combine the harmonic minor in C. Okay, practice 1 octave until you know it fairly well. Now we're going to go on to 2 octaves with both hands. Good. Now, once we know it with 2 octaves, this scale, now we're going to move on to 4 octaves, 25 times skipping, and then 25 times straight, so we know it really well. After 25 times skipping, we go 25 times straight. Excellent. Once that is done, we're done with our second minor scale, which was the C harmonic minor, and now we're going to go on to our last scale, which is called a chromatic. This scale is a lot easier to follow, to understand. It's just every half step going up and down. Let me play one quick. That is it. That's the chromatic scale. So let's play right hand with 1 octave. The fingerings are 1, 3, 1, 3. Everything is 1 and 3, 1 and 3, unless you go to these white gaps right here. See? Where there's no black keys. You go 1, 3, 1, 3, and then you go with the right hand, you go 1, 2. And again, back to 3 is always on the black keys, 1 is always on the white keys. So 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. Let me go slower. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. So when you're going up, the second white key where there's no black key is always 2, and everything else, the white keys are going to be 1 and the black keys are going to be 3. It's all the same formula. And when you play with the left hand, it's opposite. The white keys are going to be 1 and the black keys are going to be 3, like the same thing with the right hand. It's just when you go down, the second finger is going to be playing these notes, ones that go down of the white keys. So let me play the right hand and you can take a look. See, something like that. So practice 1 octave with the right hand until you can play it just going up and down. Just remember the 1 and 2 on these white gaps. Now the left hand is going to be exactly the same thing, except you're going to go 2, 1. Not 1, 2, 2, 1, because our hands are they're symmetrical and they go the other way. So we're going to start with 1. Excellent. Once you got the right hand and the left hand 1 octave down, now we're going to combine the hands and play 1 octave up. This is where it gets tricky because your 1 and 2s are you're not playing them at the same time. So 2 goes right here, and 2 goes right here. 2 on the left hand, and then 2 on the right hand. See, they like. So you play 1, 2, and then you play the other one 2. So let's start right here. 2 on the right hand, 2 on the left hand, and then 3, 1, 3, 1. 2 right here, 2 on the left hand. There you go. Practice this scale going both hands up and down. It is trickier once at first, but once you get it, it's fairly easy. So once you got 1 octave down with both hands, then we're going to go 4 octaves up and down. We're not going to go 25 times. Don't worry, we're only going to do it 5 times. The reason why we do a lot less is because each and every tonic repeats. Same fingering is in the same style. So if we play it 25 times skipping, 25 times straight, that'd be way too much for this chromatic scale. So we only need to play it 5 times straight. There we go. That was the C intermediate scales. We completed it. We played the C natural minor, we played the C harmonic minor, and we played the C chromatic scales. So excellent. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for playing and learning the scale. Let's move on to our next video where we're going to be playing G scale.